Kartoteka, which in literal translation means file cabinet, was a theater play by Tadeusz Różewicz, born in 1921, one of the key poets of 20th century in Poland. It premiered in Warsaw's Teatr Powszechny in 1960, and it was a shock for Polish audiences and critics because it really encapsulated the spirit of Beckett and Ionesco and all that was most modern about international theater in 1960. It came quite as a surprise when Krzysztof Kieślowski made a TV version of the play in 1979. And it's probably the only film in Kieślowski's oeuvre that is fully adapted from a theater play that had its life elsewhere, outside of the films. The play itself was highly experimental in form, and it focused on a man who is trying to recover the basic facts of his life, just to understand who he is, what happened to him, and what is the story of his life, what is the narrative of his life. He is visited by a number of metaphorical figures, all of whom claim to have some part of the truth about his life. Actually, it seems that the parts don't really fit together. So the play is indicative of the 20th century experience, the modern post-war experience of an incoherent self, of a self that cannot be glued from all those incongruous parts. Kieślowski adapted the play, and he also kept the main character, but he imaginatively took the play out of theater. He actually took it out mostly from closed spaces and staged it in Warsaw itself, in the cityscapes of Warsaw, including the busy crossroads next to Warsaw Rotunda, which provided him with a location as early as 1974 in the underpass. So here we are in the middle of modern Warsaw, of Warsaw at the very end of the Gierek era, the prosperous era of People's Republic of Poland. The main character, the man, is played by Gustav Holubek, who is definitely one of the most prestigious Polish actors of all time, who here embodies the Tadeusz Różewicz's character who somehow cannot piece himself together. Why Kieślowski was drawn to this material? When you think about Kieślowski's films, even his first film, The Office, 1966 short documentary, even there you have the question, what have you been doing in the length of your life? And in many films, such as Curriculum Vitae, there are characters who are trying to piece together the story, the narrative of their lives. Usually it's not possible, like in the case of Witek in Blind Chance, in which the life is actually told in triplicate. Here in Kartoteka, there is no single life to the character of Gustav Holubek. There are many lives, and they don't fit one another. And it seems that this is the quintessential 20th century experience that Kieślowski expresses in this, an experimental TV film that is one of his most rarely watched works, but actually that remains highly interesting.